What's going on, guys? It's your boy Nudie. The Visions of Eternity beta spec ended last week, and after having some time to digest all the different elite specs, the ones I've tried, the ones I haven't tried, the ones I've fought against, opinions of other good players in World vs World and PvP, I've decided to go ahead and do a tier list for World vs World and PvP specific. I might be going pretty early with this one, but I do think more or less this is how it's going to be at launch, so it should be pretty accurate World vs World and PvP wise. And you guys let me know what you think as well. It'll be interesting to see if we land around the same. So pretty much what we've got is S tier, which is just pretty much it is as good or better than the current best builds in the game, the meta builds. A tier is like it's really good, it can compete. It's not quite the best builds, but it's definitely can fit into the game and into the meta. B tier is like it's got potential, but it's a little bit short. C tier is like average, D tier is below average, and then trash is trash. Like, it's just delete it. I think you guys know what I'm going to put there. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Let's start with Amalgam. Amalgam is going straight into the S tier.
Oh, holy fuck, that is some damage.
Based off of the beta, if this does not get nerfed, this is easily going into the S tier amongst the best builds in the game. It's insane. You guys saw me do a video roaming in World vs World with it. I've done a full guide already on my website, The Guild. So if you are interested in learning it, definitely check that out. But guys, this is broken. Power or Condi, whichever way you want to play it, this is so strong. It's got insane damage, insane sustain, and it is really hard to shut down. I spent the most of my beta playing this spec and was just dominating all the current builds. And it was great. Next we have Antiquary. Oh my god, put this thing in the fucking bin, dude. I did not like this spec whatsoever. As a thief main, you guys know I'm going to be a bit of a purist. I'm not looking at this for, is it fun? I'm looking at it for, is it good and does it fit the thief playstyle? I just want to start with the fact that I'm sick of every new elite spec that thief gets not having steel anymore. Steel is such a core component of the thief class. It makes up for the whole feel of the class. And ever since Deadeye, we have gotten pretty much the exact same F1 just reskinned. We had Deadeye's Mark, which is good, by the way. I'm not saying Deadeye's Mark is bad. Deadeye's Mark is good, but it's a ranged steel, which doesn't teleport you. Then we got Siphon, once again, ranged steel, doesn't teleport you. Pretty much the same thing as Deadeye's Mark, except, the effects are changed. Instead of, gaining, quickness and putting a mark over your enemy, you gain barrier and Shadow Shroud. And then now we've got Pilfer, which is once again just a ranged steel reskinned. You send a fucking script to steal for you this time. The ArenaNet dev team, please, can we just get steel back? That's why Daredevil is what it is, and it never goes out of meta. It's because we've got steel, we've got a teleport, the mobility, whatnot. It synergizes with the weapon skills. I just need a steel back. So Pilfer, I'm not a fan of. Let's not talk about the fact that it's just an RNG based class. I didn't like it whatsoever, guys. I'm not gonna, I could honestly rant on about this for so long. I know there's gonna be someone out there who's like, oh, you can play a Condi version of this build. I just don't like it. It does not feel like Thief. Feels like a completely different RNG based class, and RNG going into PvP or World of Sword is never going to be good. And that being said, I did not see a single good player on this build who performed well with it. Conduit, this is going below average. Conduit, I did not play personally, but I can say that I had a few friends play it, dueled a few people on it. It just felt like a weaker version of every other Revenant spec. I genuinely could not really understand this elite spec. The new legend felt pretty underwhelming. The elite on that new legend didn't hit very hard. It crit for like 3k or something like that. Anyway, I don't know too much about this because I didn't personally play it, but based off of what other people are telling me, what I've fought, it was very below average. Then we get into Evoker, and this is definitely an S tier up there with Amalgam. Evoker does crazy damage. If you came across a fresh air Evoker, you felt the pain at least once. They've got the hair pet, which does crazy damage. I think the other one was like the frog. There's a hammer evoker build, which is a pretty good duelist. There's a lot of variety with this build. I've seen some people even playing the one attunement with like air and blowing people up. I did not play it because, you know, I'm not the biggest Elementalist player, but I can definitely say that, yeah, I've fought a couple. All the good players in the game agree that Evoker is extremely busted and definitely one of the best new elite specializations. In its current state, it'll fit into the meta and dominate. Then we got Gale Shot. This one, I'm honestly like stuck between C and B tier. It seems good. You know, I think I'll put it B tier. It seems okay, like in the fact that it's got potential. Right now, the numbers are not currently there. I didn't play it. I heard from a few trusted sources that it wasn't that good. I fought a few, and what I can say is, when I was testing Antiquary, I was able to kill a few Gale Shots, so that's saying a lot. It's got the potential though. It's got the potential, and I feel like this will get some numbers tweaks and it'll go up. But you could argue C tier or B tier here. It's pretty average. We got Luminary up next, and this one I'm actually going to put into the A tier. Originally, I probably was thinking to put it B tier, but then once I tested a few builds, I realized it's got a lot of potential. It's got huge damage potential, first and foremost, you know, bursting those light auras. You've got some crazy one-shot builds with it. But I think this one just needs a few tweaks and it can be extremely good. But right now, I think if you were to drop it the way it was into the current meta, it's got a place. It's definitely competing up there with Willbender, and yeah, I think it's pretty solid. I had a lot of fun on this build. One thing I would say is I'd like for the Radiant Shroud to have quicker cast times, I'd say, on like the big hammer, so you can, you know, get off those bursts a lot quicker. And I honestly would be fine with trading some of the damage just for a little bit more, you know, fluidity in the gameplay. It can feel a little bit clunky at times. It is like core Guardian when you play it, honestly, just with an added Shroud. So that being said, sometimes, you know, when you're waiting on your Radiant Shroud to come off cooldown, you're just dealing with, you know, pretty average outdated skills, and sort of relying on your weapon skills. So that being said, all in all, I think it's definitely got potential, and I'm going to put it A tier personally. Let me know. I feel like some people might put it B tier. Next, we've got Paragon, and Paragon, actually, I'm going to say A tier. It's first and foremost, it's got crazy support potential, so I do see it coming into the meta as a support. You know, we've got support Spellbreaker in the current meta, which is actually pretty underrated. It's definitely got potential. And then Paragon came in and sort of solidified that. There are builds out there where it is literally unkillable, super, you know, high barrier and just high sustain and just can't be killed, especially if that's what you're going for. So it's definitely feels like a warrior spec. I'll say that it feels like a warrior spec. It plays like a warrior spec, and it's got potential to be, you know, really good if it goes untouched. Next, we have Ritualist, and guys, come on, man. Green class goes without saying. This is probably the best, if not, yeah. You know what? I'm not going to rank them based on, like, you know, placement. It's too hard to say. We haven't got enough data to say that. But Ritualist is just ridiculous, guys. Like, honestly, any green spec that comes into this game is always meta. I'm sick of it. Everyone's sick of it. But to be honest, it's mainly carried by the fact that blood magic is just broken. So I didn't play it personally. I dueled some people on it, you know, while I was playing Amalgam. It was pretty competitive. I won a lot of them, and then sometimes they would win. It's hard to say whether or not, you know, which one's better than the other, but I can definitely say Bunker Ritualist is a thing, and it can also have crazy damage output. It's green class at the end of the day, guys. I think nothing else needs to be said. Finally, we have Troubadour, and this one I can't really say too much because I didn't play it. I saw some gameplay of it. I think it's got big damage potential, and that's the only reason I'm going to land on B tier. Everything else sort of puts it, in my opinion, C tier, but like the big damage potential out of it, there are builds where you can pretty much just, you know, get out 30-40k damage in an instant. So I'll put it up there, but I did not see any good players consistently playing this. I never really struggled with it when I was playing like Amalgam. In my opinion, yeah, it's probably one of those things where ArenaNet will tweak it and make it really good in the future, but in its current state, I was not too impressed, and I don't think many people really were. It's a bit meh, sort of similar to Gale Shot. It's got potential, but it's just missing a little oomph. That sort of wraps up my tier list, honestly. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Yeah, like I said, with Gale Shot and Troubadour, you could honestly put them in the C tier. I don't know, just it's sort of hard to rank it. I'll end this video by saying you can head to my website, theguild.email, for builds for free. If you want to learn from the best players such as myself, such as Draze, through really in-depth guides, over 70 guides, you can subscribe for only $12.50 a month, or you can get a lifetime membership for $130. And guys, that lasts you forever. You can just have access to permanently updated guides and the best builds. I hope to see you on there, and yeah, leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.